to the world. Subscribe now to the Hot 97 YouTube channel. It's Ebro in the Morning with Laura Stiles and Rosenberg.
I want to touch on Kool Moe Dee's report card. Did you guys see the report card?
I did.
Yes, it was moving around the internet a lot yesterday, even though it's not new, but it was moving
It's
around.
from a book he put out in 2003. Now, I want to say, and I don't want to get into, the specifics of the report card. You may have seen it. It's basically where he basically breaks down several categories of a rapper. The format, I believe, of this report card is phenomenal, and somebody needs to print up blanks of this report card. The report card format is phenomenal. Now, of course, Kool Moe Dee put himself with the best score of any MC at the time when he made this thing in 2003 in a book.
I mean, as you should, kind of.
And he put LL Cool J at number 4. And remember, him and LL Cool J had beef back in the day, so he wasn't putting LL Cool J above himself.
No, of course not.
But the format, I think, is phenomenal. Rosenberg, have you had a chance to take a look at it?
Yeah, you mean all the different categories?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's neat. I mean, it still ultimately makes it's all obviously subjective and what you think about each person, but it does. He includes a lot of different categories. I would say almost too many, but he really breaks it down into a science.
Oh, Lauryn Hill got the highest score, A+, 97%.
No. Did she? I thought Kool Moe Dee gave himself the highest score.
I'm not.
Well, there are 80s and 90s. There are two different ones. There's an 80s one and a 90s one. He did both.
I'm looking at the 90s. Okay.
And this was done in 2003. He gave Jay-Z a B, DMX a B+. He gave they put Buster here. I think he's talking about Busta Rhymes.
Yeah, I believe that's who Buster is. Yeah.
Tretch a A, Method Man a A. But anyway, the categories are vocabulary, articulation, creativity, originality, versatility, voice, records, like your actual, performance of the records, stage present, sticking to themes, and innovative rhymes. Now, why do you say that's too many categories, Rosenberg?
No, I'm not saying it's not. They're all relevant things. I'm just saying it makes it a little bit complicated. There might be a way where you could kind of mix a couple of those things together into one category. But no, I think it's really dope. I think it's
I actually like that it's made this complicated because it will make it hard for MCs that aren't dynamic and well-rounded to perform well on this report card, which I think there should be a high bar.
No, I agree. I agree.
Because one of my favorite things there's a couple of things that he put down here that are my favorites. Voice.
Yes.
And sticking to themes. Because having a unique voice in hip-hop, I think, is one of the most underrated items that should be scored higher. There's too many artists, y'all sound the same.
Right.
And I'm not saying that your rapping patterns are the same. I'm saying the way you use your vocal instrument, the way you sound on a record, you sound the same. You're not using your voice in a creative, interesting way.
Like, does the voice cut through? Like, does it make you say, wait, who's that? As soon as you hear the voice. Not even what they're saying, just like, whoa, who's that? You know what I'm saying?
What's fascinating about this list, though, is the score, Jay-Z being an 82.
And by the way, the most you can get is 100.
So. Right. Jay-Z's an 82. And, you're talking about DMX is an 89.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Well, so now he gave, so let's just work on Hov specifically, and this is Kool Moe Dee's card. So he gave Jay-Z a 7 for vocabulary, a 7 for versatility, and a 6 for stage presence. Now, in 2003, when this list was made, the stage presence score is not wrong.
No.
Right.
Jay-Z's gotten phenomenal with his stage presence and his live performance ability.
It's gotten much better. Yes.
Much better.
I think Beyonce helped him a lot with that. I'm serious.
Vocabulary and versatility. Vocabulary, I would score Hov higher. Versatility, how versatile. Hov could jump on any beat, but maybe he doesn't have multiple voice like his voice is always the same. Maybe that's why he scored him low. But Jay-Z could rhyme on any beat at any time.
But at the time, had he?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's the thing. That's the piece we got to look at. Like now, yeah, you could be like, oh well, yeah, he's been on everything. But at the time,
right. What year is this again? This is like
03.
03.
Was it? It was.
By the way, Master.
No.
By the way,
King
Louis
Lou
was saying
said it was
it's made in
99.
99.
99.
So
99.
99. At the time, it's not too far off.
Well, Kool Moe, then that's not even. Yeah, Jay-Z being ranked that way in '99, he hadn't even fully. He was only a few years into the game as a solo artist.
Right.
The blueprint wasn't even out yet.
No. Now, how he has DMX's how he has Master P's originality at a 10, I'm not quite sure.
I mean, Master P's an original.
At the time,
Right.
yeah.
There was no Master P before Master P.
True. I don't know if his rhyming though is an original much.
I
as
think
it was
he's not.
just-
I don't even know if it's a rhyme. I think it's honestly the whole
Style.
Package.
the whole entity. Not
a
just
10. Okay, I'll play along.
There was
DMX
nothing-
being a
he's-
10.
listen,
Yes.
He stood out. Master P definitely stood out at the time.
I understand you can stand
he
out.
might
His
have- you might
originality
have
is not a 10. He's not a 10. He was like some
But that-
creative.
but
he came up with a
that's-
version that no one had ever seen before. He was just rapping in the way that he rapped, but it wasn't
No, you're focused
particularly
on the
different.
rapping ability.
Yeah, it's
I
not
think
the rapping.
Cass, y'all
It's
are
just-
talking about two different things.
But how do you know
I'm
what Kool
talking
Moe Dee's
about-
referring to?
Well,
Well,
there was
no, I'm
the
saying
reason
what
Master
y'all
P
are.
stood out.
Hang on,
He
Cass.
stood
I'm
out
saying, hang
because
on,
of his-
hang on. I'm saying what y'all are talking about is two different things.
I understand.
We don't know what Kool Moe's talking about.
Right.
We don't know because we weren't there. I'm saying what y'all are interpreting originality to be.
Right, because Rosenberg's you're interpreting it to be rap style and actual cadence and all this stuff. Yeah, no, there was people that rapped way better than him and like Master P before him, but he cut through because of just the way he presented himself and he caught your attention. It was original the way he approached the game. It hadn't been done before, which is what made him a thing. It wasn't the fact that Master P was an incredible rapper.
To me, that's a reach as a 10. But okay, I'll play along. And then he gave Lauren just 10s on absolutely everything.
Facts.
Some of which I think could have been also given to Nas. Some of which could have been given to Pun. You know what I'm saying?
He
But
dropped the
Lauren
ball
just
on
got
Nas.
straight 10s and 9s. A 97.
Yeah, I think she got the highest score.
Popping. Is 3,000 on there?
Nah, he
No.
didn't do 3,000 as a standalone.
No.
Gotcha.
He didn't do an Outkast. But see, he gave Nas a 10 for vocabulary, an 8 for articulation, an 8 for creativity, an 8 for originality, a 9 for versatility, an 8 for
8 for
voice,
voice.
an 8 for records, an 8 for stage presence, a 9 for sticking to themes, and an 8 for innovative rhymes.
That sounds
It's
like
not-
in 99?
In 99, it's not completely wrong. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's an 8.
I don't know, man. Nas came out the gate blazing.
That's a fact. I'm
But by
surprised he got an
99,
8.
he was already that guy.
Yeah, that is true. Those are tough scores for Nas. And
It's
also,
a tou- it's
Sticky
tough,
Fingers
but-
is above Nas. I just want to be clear.
Sticky?
Yeah.
Well, because
Disrespect.
but in all of this, it sounds like in this report card from Kool Moe Dee, he's scoring very high on things beyond just rapping ability. It's performance based. That's why stage presence is on here. That's why voice is on here. That's why creativity is on here. It's not just rapping. It's performance. It's the artistic abilities of the entity to be more than just a rapper, to be an actual, like for instance, if we look at Busta Rhymes, look how high he scored Busta Rhymes. That tells you that he is factoring in how captivating you are as a personality, a character.
Yeah, but Busta would have gotten that. Busta hits all of those measures no matter how you do it. I mean,
And what I'm pointing out is Nas isn't a character. He's not an animated character.
But that's the
why.
thing. So it's undervaluing the
Right.
sheer ability to rap.
Right.
There's
It's
not
make-
a
well, no, it's not undervaluing it. It's making it more than just the sheer ability to rap.
And I guess now we've tapped into what my problem would be with it. There's a certain je ne sais quoi that just doesn't exist there. So there are certain people who could fall through the cracks.
Right.
Who I would think don't deserve to fall through the cracks. We're seeing it with the Nas scoring. Nas should not be an 84. Hove shouldn't be an 82. In my opinion, they should both be
Now-
higher and have more distance between them and some of the other people on this list.
Well, now let's have that convo because both Jay and Nas are phenomenal, and we can all agree the best pure rappers probably in the game. Right?
They're up there, yeah.
Just straight ahead rap. But when you get beyond the rap of, okay, what is the packaging and what's the live stage like and how diverse are you musically? Have you tried different things musically? Have you, et cetera, et cetera? How much of an artist are you in the music space beyond the rap? You could argue that they don't go that far beyond that. When you compare them to the likes of a DMX and a Busta Rhymes and these other individuals who are characters, personalities in the game, as well as having rapping skill and music making ability and live performance ability. And that's not taking anything away from Jay-Z and Nas. That's just saying using this report card and this lens requires you to be more than just a phenomenal wordsmith.
Yeah, and I do like the fact that it kind of puts everyone on a relatively even playing field. It doesn't really matter if one person's just more successful than other people. Because that's one of the things we always do, is we just say so-and-so's the greatest, and we are factoring success as a huge part of that, which I don't think is always fair.
But see, now when you use this same card and you go back and look at Notorious B.I.G. and look at Pac, both getting A pluses and an A on this, who were both, we didn't really get to see Biggie on stage that often, but in every other category, phenomenal. Personality, songs.
How is Tupac's vocab a 9 and Jay-Z's a 7, though?
I think it was at the time.
At the time.
Hot topics being covered, probably. Tupac was covering a lot of
99.
topics.
Let's be honest. Tupac and Biggie are never graded fairly on these lists either. Let's also just be honest. They get bumped up a point in almost every category they do just because. We naturally do that emotionally. Because I can't see Pac being 2 notches better than Hove vocab-wise, even in 99. Even on Reasonable Doubt alone, Hove came out with exceptional vocabulary.
That's right. It's a good card, though. The report card. You should look it up, Kool Moe Dee's report card. And I'm telling y'all, the format of this report card, make it a blank. Shout to who commissioned this list? Ego Trippin'. I think commissioned this in 99. So boom, shout to them. But yeah, the format of the report card I think is a and I think for young artists in the game who are coming up, obviously you're gonna have artists who don't give a damn about anything. They just want to get their streams popping, get popping on social media and get popping and make some money and get popping and pop some bottles and get popping and lease a Lambo and get popping and buy expensive blah 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 and get popping. They don't really care. But I think for those that actually care about contributing to the culture in a very dynamic way, I think this report card gives you a lot of categories to grade yourself and make sure that you're really leaning in to being an MC in this game. But somebody needs to make a blank version of this report card